And then coming around to take the white, it started, and we had such a small group, there wasn't much energy in our single car draft. So I was trying to back up to the guy behind me, but all it would do is open the gap up for me to the 88, and I could never really close it. So the 11 got rid of the 21, that hurt my opportunity. And then we just kind of all raced back to the finish, and got a great finish for this low Chevrolet. Put the engine through a lot of hot situations today, so big thanks to Valvoline and awesome oil they put in this race car. Just an awesome day, top to bottom, great pit stops, fast race car. A lot of Hendrick cars out there. I'm very proud to be in a Hendrick car as well.
Jimmy Johnson, second. Jamie?
Jeff Gordon led 47 laps from the pole. I feel like it's Daytona all over again right at the end. Jeff, what happened?
Yeah, I was up in the booth yesterday talking about this. Man, you got to get to pit road and without locking the tires up and not speeding. And I thought I was plenty conservative there, but the tires are pretty worn out, and I just carried too much speed to pit road, and kind of locked the tires up. And then I was just speeding. I couldn't get the car slowed down. But we had an awesome drive in Hunger Chevrolet. I mean, we had kind of got shuffled back there a little bit. Hats off to Dale Jr. and that whole team, and everybody at Hendrick Motorsports. Boy, we had amazing cars this weekend. But Dale Jr., you could tell he was driving super aggressive, and you knew that he wanted to win this race bad. And you certainly know all those fans are enjoying this show here. They love seeing Dale Earnhardt Jr. win this race. But yeah, after that, issue on my part, then, we were just in the back and trying to make our way to the front, and did a pretty good job making some spots up, and we're just going to kind of wait and see what happened there on that last lap. And then they started wrecking, and we avoided one of them, but we couldn't avoid the second one.
The highs and the lows of Talladega. Mike?
Thanks, Jamie. Top 10s for Sam Hornish. Ryan Newman after his trouble 7th. Josh Wise in the top 10. Top 15s for Cole Witt and J.J. Yalin. Quad a day at Talladega, and it ends up with Junior going to victory lane.
He was this very same way when he started talking about his dad. I'd never seen him act that or react that way. The model car that Kevin Harvick gave to him that his dad had signed back from the 70s, and just the emotion and how he just never felt worthy. Like I just can't live up to my dad's expectations or what people expect of me, but now I'm happy.
But he has said all along, Greg Ives will be a great crew chief, and I think this is the beginning of a long relationship and a lot of wins.
That's another part of it. That's the other part of it.
Jamie?
Well, Mike, first and foremost, I have to tell you, Greg Ives was on that pit box in tears. He did not want to come down and show that he was crying, but it was his first win. So now we go to the agony of defeat, Carl. Good day until the end. You finished 32nd. What happened?
Yeah, there's a lot of tears at Talladega sometimes, but that is cool to see somebody that happy. That obviously means a lot to Dale. Our Airmas Toyota was really good. I thought we had a great run, and then Casey Mears, I think he just bummed me out going into one. That was frustrating. I was driving down here, I thought, man, we're going to pull up here, we're going to have a good run, and I thought we'd get a top 5. And as he pushed and pushed, I was just hoping he'd let go. I tried to save it, and I got to apologize to everybody for my language on the radio. I was really upset as I was saving it. There's people going by, plus 100 miles an hour, and they never checked up. I really think that's the most dangerous thing in the sport right now at these places. When there's a wreck, guys got to get on the brake, or we're going to have a lot of problems here. That's we don't want to see that. So overall, great performance. We didn't get what we wanted. Get this monkey off our backs. We'll go win some races. Kansas is next week. I love that place.
That's your home track. Good luck next week. That top 5's coming for Carl Edwards.
With Michael Waltrip, Chris Myers, our NASCAR at Fox post-race show live from Talladega. Michael racing in the 55 car, caught up in an early wreck, wound up 36th, but this is Earnhardt country. Dale Earnhardt, who Wednesday would have been his 64th birthday. You saw the emotion from Dale Earnhardt Jr. Senior won here 10 times. This is the 6th win here, but in the last 11 years, he hadn't won here and just overcome with emotion in victory lane.
Dale, I knew him well. He expected us to win at Daytona and Talladega. When we went to Daytona for the first time in 2001, he said, you better win in my car. And when we come to Talladega, you better win there too. That was what his dad told us. And to be able to achieve that, to perform at this level, and win one of these races that you know in your heart your dad wants you to win, I'm so happy. I'm so thankful Dale Jr. won. and I got in a crash. Not happy
So,
about that.
not happy about that, but it certainly was a good day for somebody who's a close friend of yours. It was a weekend for favorites in the sports world. At the Kentucky Derby, American Pharoah in the ring, Floyd Mayweather, and Dale Earnhardt Jr., a 7-1 favorite in Vegas and wins at Talladega. He started fourth. In his last 41 restrictor plate races, he had only won once. But of course, at Talladega, 5, and now with his 6th win here, he equals the most by any active driver, along with Jeff Gordon. And remembering his father telling Darrell Waltrip on the pre-race show, I was never banking on being a driver. It was a lot to live up to, but obviously put in this position, I'm making the most of it, and it's the happiest I've ever been. And interesting, and Victor, I almost don't deserve this. Not the win, but just how good things in his life are right now at age 40.
Well, when his dad won here in 2000, came from 18th to the lead, it was like the most exciting finish ever at Talladega. And you just relive all those moments, and you remember the good times with your father. And Dale Jr.'s heart is as big as anybody on earth. And I talked to him in the pre-race with my hat cam on, and he was telling me that he was just really comfortable with where he was. And when they threw the green flag, he was going to go like he stole that number 88 car, and that's exactly what he did.
And of course, he had Jimmy Johnson with him, but he had to fight off Ryan Blaney, right? The 21-year-old rookie, also Denny Hamlin. Let's hear from Blaney, who wound up finishing fourth with this.
Ryan Blaney finishes fourth today. What's going through your mind in the final laps when you're contemplating making a move to potentially win this race?
Well, I was really trying to watch what the 11 did. I knew he was going to make a move, and he was laying back a little bit, kind of judging runs, and the 48 wasn't really laying back at all. So I was really, at Denny's will right there, just trying to do what he did, and he made his move into 3, and I was too late getting down there in front of him. I also didn't think he had big enough run to get all the way by me, and luckily Sam picked me up there on the front stretch and got us back up there. But good day, really, really happy to have Ford back having a good finish after our bad luck in Texas, and Motorcraft quickly getting them a good finish too. We're really excited to go to Charlotte, and hopefully we can keep this positive momentum running.
Ryan Blaney, terrific day, 4th place.
Well, Denny Hamlin won this race last spring, and Denny, you made that charge to the front there at the end, but what happened?
I got stalled out. We didn't have enough Toyotas up there for sure to really make anything happen. Looking at my surroundings, I knew it would be far-fetched for us to get this victory and get the pushes from the guys with different alliances, but I didn't want to just sit there in line. I actually wanted the 21 to back up from the 48, and so I was going to push him whatever side of the 48 he was going to go. But by the time I started backing up, the 48 the 4 already had me pushing, and I made a decision to go around the 21 instead. So shame we couldn't get something going there, but I knew that with all those Chevys up front, it would be tough for us to get a win.
Denny Hamlin comes home 9th.
You heard him talk about looking at his surroundings. Obviously, Dale Earnhardt Jr. had not only a teammate, but another Chevrolet who knows his game well, and that was pretty much the ballgame.
Yeah, but Denny made a run at it. He laid back, and that's all those guys were up there playing games, but they also certainly were aware that Jimmy was right behind Dale Jr. and wouldn't probably put Dale Jr. in a bad place unless he could get the win right at the checker flag. Those two cars worked together well and got the victory.
Exciting for Dale Earnhardt Jr. You win, you're in, so he joins the club. Those that are in the chase, they punched their ticket for NASCAR's playoffs, and again with Harvick and Jimmy Johnson having 2 wins, that just kind of secures their cushion just a little bit more, but it doesn't leave many open spots for other drivers who are trying to work their way.
Yeah, I talked to Dale Jr. this morning, and he said, I don't think there's going to be 16 winners. Points are important, but I got to get a win now.
And you wonder if Jimmy Johnson didn't have a win, part of the Hendrick Chevrolet team, would he have been there helping Junior or working for his own victory? But that's what good teamwork for the Hendrick Chevrolet has done for Dale Earnhardt Jr. Popular driver for 12 straight years, and you saw the fans in this part of the country up cheering. Nobody left as Dale Earnhardt Jr. hung on to win in the end and still celebrating with his team as we welcome you back here live on NASCAR on Fox. And so this is the first of 4 races in a row that will also be run in the chase, at least on these track, so that has something to do with, obviously, the NASCAR playoff run toward the championship, something Dale Earnhardt Jr. would like on his checklist. But let's talk about where we go next. In fact, 3 straight night races here, but Kansas next Saturday night on Fox Sports 1.
Yeah, that place has been freshly repaved. It's got progressive banking in the corners. The speeds this weekend are going to be insane. Over 200 miles an hour down into the corner, and then you can run high, you can run low. Cars will be dicing for position. We've been on the short tracks, now we've been on the big 2.6-mile Talladega. We're going to go to a mile and a half and see some real speed.
Jeff Gordon won there last year, and we thought Jeff Gordon early looked like this would be his race today. We'll talk more with Dale Earnhardt Jr. on Victory Lane over on Fox Sports 1 Victory Lane at midnight tonight Eastern Time, 9 Pacific, and I don't think he'll stop smiling until that time. A lot to talk about today. He ended up leading the most laps in this race as the Hendrick cars dominated. Tonight on Fox, The Simpsons, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Family Guy, the 250th episode, and then The Last Man on Earth, the season finale. Next week, you heard Michael talk about Kansas. In fact, we have, after Kansas, the All-Star race in Charlotte, then the 600, and then the race in Dover, the Artie Kepner Invitational, which will be a lot of fun. Well, it was an interesting race because it looked like Jeff Gordon early, then maybe Jimmy Johnson. You had Ryan Blaney hanging around, helping for those long shot hopes. But in the end, Dale Earnhardt Jr., an emotional winner in Victory Lane, takes his team to victory, and they are #1 for the moment. Thanks for watching NASCAR on Fox.